More than 24 local soldiers are preparing to head to Iraq, and many say they're relieved to finally be going.
It's been 3.5 years, so, I'm kind of relieved to get going and get it done and over with. And I'm also proud at the same time,
Around 30 members of the Rochester-based 79th Military Police Company said farewell to their loved ones early this morning at the Rochester Armory. They're heading to Fort Dix in New Jersey for training before being deployed to the war zone. President Bush's decision to send more troops to Iraq is on the minds of many Americans, but some soldiers are choosing to focus on the mission instead of the politics.
It's more about taking care of the person next to you, making sure they come home to their families, rather than what the politics in Washington is going on.
About 36 other members of the company are already in Iraq and have been serving there since September. The soldiers who left this morning say they expect to be home from Iraq in about a year.
More than 24 local reservists said farewell to their family and friends just this morning in the Rochester Armory.
They are heading to Fort Dix in New Jersey for training before being deployed to Iraq. News Center's Rachel Wick has more on their departure.
As far as preparing for this, I guess I'm still not really prepared mentally. I guess this is just starting off.
Headache and nausea. The recall affects all 6-ounce packages that bear the number P19.
Believe in what he's doing, and I think this is a fight that has to be fought.
Around 30 soldiers in the Rochester-based 79th Military Police Company will be training in Fort Dix, New Jersey before heading overseas. President Bush's decision to send more troops to Iraq is on the minds of many Americans, but some soldiers are choosing to focus on the mission instead of the politics.
It's more about taking care of the person next to you, making sure they come home to their families, rather than what the politics in Washington is going on.
Staff Sergeant Kirk Smith has served in the Army for 24 years and has been sent to numerous places, but this time it's different because his daughter is joining him.
As a parent who sends a child to war, I don't have to worry because I'll know where she is.
For many soldiers, thinking about the family left behind can be the most difficult part of their job.
Sad that I'll be leaving, but also proud.
But focusing on what's at home helps them through.
Obviously, I don't want to go, but we'll get back and start life over.
In Rochester, Rachel Wick, KTTC News Center.
About 36 other members of the company are already in Iraq and have been serving there since September. The soldiers who left this morning expect to be home in about a year.
Service from our area left home to take part in Operation Iraqi Freedom.
6 News reporter Dan Conrad was at the National Guard Armory in Rochester early today as the soldiers began their tour of duty.
It was a day of emotion, a day for family.
You see these little kids, you see these parents, loved ones, wives, moms and dads.
Sharing hugs and tears with family members and friends, about 30 members of the Rochester-based 79th Military Police Detachment left home today with Iraq as their ultimate destination.
You can see my eyes are tearing up, and that's what we need to realize. There is emotion from everybody.
Leroy Dombrowski's son shipped out today for his second tour of duty in Iraq, 6 days after being married.
All of the soldiers today have volunteered for this mission, so they're very proud to be going.
From here, they're going to be going to the Twin Cities International Airport, catching a flight to Fort Dix, New Jersey, and there they're going to undergo training in preparation for heading overseas, part of Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Depending on the amount of training needed to make them ready to go overseas, they will probably be there for a number of weeks.
About a fourth of the members of the 79th who shipped out today have already served at least one tour of duty overseas. Gary Burkholder's son is making his third trip to Iraq.
I guess you just put your faith in God that he's watching over them, and they will come home safe.
In Rochester, Dan Conrad, 6 News.
The members of the 79th who shipped out today have been scheduled for a 1-year tour of duty in Iraq.